So lovely. I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where this Asian American man actually set records straight to delusional mega supporters, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
I always get confused when someone say they vote for Trump for the economy, because if you look at the top 10 states with the highest GDP per capita, most of them are blue. Well, you might say GDP per capita is not a good indicator of quality of life. You should look at the average income. Well, if you look at the average income per capita, then more states out of the top 10 are blue. So, am I missing something? Can someone who voted for Trump enlighten me a little bit? I don't know why people call me a Democrat in the last video. I'm not a Democrat or Republican because I'm not even a US citizen. I can't vote. If you're wondering what country that is, the phone that you're holding right now was probably made in that country. I wish in the US you can have the freedom of saying anything without being labeled to a party. If I praise Democrat, that doesn't mean I'm a Democrat. Just like, if I call a man handsome, that doesn't make me gay. Then more states out of the top 10 are blue.
This is why when people make the argument that the average American doesn't care about human rights, they care more about the economy, and that's somehow reasonable. The economy, the only reason why there's been inflation is because we just came out of a pandemic, okay? There's no conservative policy, Republican policy that's going to make the economy better for the average everyday working American. It's going to make the economy better for the people who are making millions and millions of dollars. Okay? It's not going to impact you. And it never has. Have we learned nothing from trickle-down economics? Like, when people are like, oh, but you have to understand, they're voting for the economy. That's not, the Republicans have never boosted the economy for the everyday working American. Every single one of Trump's economic policies has shown to drive up inflation. What are we talking about? And the same people who are like, oh, half the country can't be racist and misogynist, bigoted, homophobes. Yes, they can. Do you not remember what this country was founded on? That is our core values. We have fought tooth and nail to get the rights that we have, to escape those core values. Those are our core values. And if we've made any progress, it has been so new. This country is only like 250, 260, 270 years old. The progress that we've made has been within the last women have only been allowed to have their own bank accounts in the last 50 years. The progress we made is so fresh. So to think that an authoritarian, cult-like leader wouldn't have the capacity to bring forth those dormant thoughts and ideologies that are the core values of this country, of course that's the way that's gonna go. Huh? Yes, people vote. The reason why half the country voted for Trump is because of social issues. People are tired of people who were otherwise and previously marginalized getting power, getting voices, and they're tired of hearing their angry voices. They're tired of being told what they can't say. They're tired of being told that they can't, they're tired of being shown their own asses on a constant basis. And that part, I kind of understand, because the left, liberals, whatever, can be very, very arrogant, very pompous, very annoying, for sure. But that's what happened. Let's just call it what it is, because it seems obvious to me. Those people said, if you're going to wag your finger in my face all the time and tell me that I have to be accepting and to ideas that I don't understand, I am going to take your rights away. Because fuck you. That's what happened. Oh, women have finally picked up on the fact that they have been property historically and they're angry. I don't want to deal with their anger. I don't care to understand why their anger is justified. fuck them, let's just take away their rights. White people with black people, or, you know, people of color, black people are reasonably being like, oh, everything you did to us was fucked up. We're not happy about it. We're going to let you know that we're not happy about it, and you are going to have to make some corrections. And white people said, nah, this is I have the power here. And you're getting a little too big for your britches. And fuck you, take your rights away. That's what happened. It has nothing to do with the economy. Okay? Yeah. And here's another thing about not being friends with people who voted for the orange man. I'm never going to come onto this app and tell you guys my trauma, or the things that have happened to me, or the things that have happened to the women in my family, or the things that have happened to my female friends, because that is a truth that needs to be earned, and it's a truth that I do not owe anybody. But if you voted for that man, if you're a woman who voted for that man especially, you are an op to me. You're the kind of person who, if something like that happened to me or would happen to me in the future, you are someone who wouldn't believe me. You are someone who would take the man's side. You are someone who would ask me why I was in that position, or what was I wearing, or, you know, you would listen to the guy. Well, you know, he was totally misunderstood the situation. Like, that would be you. And women like that exist. And I've met women like that. I've known women like that. I've had women like that say similar shit to me when I told them my story. When I really needed someone to believe me, women like that were there. Of course, there were men like that there, but it really hurt so deeply when it came from a woman. I'm watching the Meg Thee Stallion documentary, and it's amazing the things that can happen to even high-profile women that have power, and still no one believes them. So by voting for that individual, you live in a reality that I don't live in, and the reality that you live in is dangerous for me to live in, because that's a reality where women aren't believed, and that's not something I feel safe in. I don't feel safe with you. And I'm sure a lot of women share that sentiment. For men and women who voted for him, I don't feel safe with you. You're not someone who would believe me. And that's enough for me to not want to fuck with you. I'm a white woman who lives in California. The bed that I'm going to be laying in isn't going to look like a lot of people's beds. I'm going to be okay. I'm very confused as to why so many people voted against their best interest. I've built a platform on uplifting and supporting women, and that's going to look very different going forward. I was excited to have a female president. I was not expecting someone who assaults women to get elected into the highest office in the land. That's what happened. At the end of the day, I'm going to be okay. That's not me saying that I should be okay, but that's the reality. I am a white woman who dates men living in Los Angeles, California. So you're not punishing me. I'm not the one who's going to suffer from this. And the fact that I'm being called all kinds of names for being vocal about something that isn't going to affect me, when I could just go back to the regularly scheduled program and get my fucking bag and fuck everybody else, speaks volumes. And that's the primary issue with the left, the liberals, whatever you want to call them. The people who do have privilege on this side of the aisle are so quickly and easily dismissed. And it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So I don't know what to tell you. My bed's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be just fucking fine. And I have not eaten in the last 2 days. I have not showered in the last 2 days. And that's what I'm trying to remind myself, is not fucking wreck my life, which is going to be fine, stressing out over people who are going to call me a white savior and disparage me because I'm disappointed that a rapist got elected over the more than qualified woman. So, fuck me, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna lay in the bed that I made, which is a fucking Tempur-Pedic in Los Angeles, California. And that'll be it. There's nothing else to do at this point. Like, grassroots work, I'll probably volunteer for Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I already cut my family off for similar shit. And I won't be spending the holidays with them. And that's the part that you guys don't see. So I will do what I can do in my community. I won't post about it, because if I post about it, I'm being a performative activist. So don't expect to fucking see anything. And that's all I can do. There's nothing else to do at this point. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna post little influencer ass content, get my fucking bag, make more content to support and uplift women. That's all I can do. That's it.
The fact that we have Americans that are waking up and saying, wait a minute, are you saying that tariffs are going to negatively impact me? Are you saying that we're going to have to pay for this? It's kind of like that wall that we're still waiting on Mexico to build, right? That they're going to pay for it. No, we're going to pay for it. We're going to be the ones that are suffering. And for those that thought that inflation was bad, even though it has come down, even though that it is honestly, cooled off here a lot quicker than it cooled off in the rest of the world, let me just tell you, it's time to buckle up, Buttercup, because it is about to be on and popping if for some reason he gets half of this done. And right now, looking at the henchmen that he is trying to put into his administration, we are on track to see a lot of these negative things impact our economy.
Did I create these stickers so I can stack some cash and have options outside of deciding if I'm going to be a Martha or work in the colonies? Sure did. Is it going to be hilarious when they finally figure out what a tariff is and the consequences of mass concentration camps? Absolutely. This will make the perfect stocking stuffer. Slap one on the gas pump when the prices don't go down. Put one on your mother-in-law's garbage can. Either way, thanks for the support.
Just wanted to point out for a few people that we could have had a president who believed in rights for all Americans. Someone who didn't just push endless hate and taking away rights. Someone who wanted to look forward to the progress of the future and not try to drag us over 100 or 200 years into the past, making us sicker, denying life-saving inoculations. We could have easily avoided all of this. But because people didn't want to vote for a woman, especially a woman of color, they chose the con man game show host, the authoritarian who openly admitted several times that he doesn't care about anyone else. And so many people were either actively cheering for that destruction or were apathetic to our system that they doomed all of us to at least 4 years of a horrible economy, a devalued dollar, millions of people getting kicked off of their health care. Meanwhile, as someone very astutely pointed out, while they're tanking the economy and making our money worthless, they're going to push us to use cryptocurrency so that we are using money that's all made up and they actually have the real cash. This is similar to what they did in Argentina, where as soon as the new president took control, his policies spiked their inflation to over 200%. You think eggs were expensive before MAGA? Just wait about a year. And we could have avoided all of this if we actually voted for progress and not based our entire vote on hatred, misogyny, racism, and fucking gullibility. Many people will not understand this for a while, especially the people on the right. But once it finally hits home and you experience this yourself, I really hope insomnia becomes your new best friend. Just wanted to point out.
Y'all make this far too easy. It's like taking candy from a baby to make you look bad in these comments and with this response. Because you said that with your whole chest like you knew what you were talking about, and I know for a damn fact you don't know shit. That's for sure. You don't know what you're talking about, because if you did, you wouldn't say that. But yeah, that's between me and you. Now, are you wrong? Are you asking me with your whole chest out? Yes. On so many levels. Are you so absolutely 1,000% wrong? Well, let's get right to it, right? Are you on the wrong side of humanity? Sorry, I had to pause for a minute. I'm at the airport. But are you on the wrong side of history? Humanity? Compassion and empathy? Oh, absolutely. I started to doubt if you guys even have a heart, but I digress. It's like the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz. But now, you say that with your whole chest, like you can't be wrong. Your president who cannot formulate a sentence or a clear thought on his own is going to fix what? What? The economy, inflation? It's only at 2.4. What are you talking about? Unemployment is at 3.8. The GDP is at $2 to $3. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We got a healthy supply and demand of oil and gas that we don't need to produce any more oil. But if you did a little bit of research, you do that. If you did a little bit of reading and comprehended, you know that, right? So yeah, you're wrong on every level, especially the one about being humane, especially the one about humanity, right? You people don't read or research anything. And even if you did, you wouldn't believe it. You know why? Because you just want to continue your rhetoric. In a long time in history, it's been okay to be biased against other races, other genders, right? That's what you really support. It can't be his economy, because we know that he ruined it. And he's going to ruin it with his tariffs. And people are telling you, tariffs are not imposed on the foreign side. They're imposed on the domestic side. And it doesn't matter how many economists tell you that. You don't believe it. And you know why I say that? Because your president don't even know how a tariff works. But I digress. Are you wrong that science isn't real? Yes. Are you wrong that black lives don't matter? Yes. Are you wrong that love isn't love? Yes. You are so wrong on everything, right? Because people like you forgot what it was to be human. But I digress. Yes, ma'am, sir, you're wrong about everything. Now, before you come back, do your research. Don't come back in here all puffed up with emotion. Tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead and look it up. And tell me that I'm wrong about everything I just said. Bet. You can't. Have a great day.
Seriously, lovely, is exactly what so many people do not understand. There were a lot of people that actually claimed that they decided to go with red, to go over to vote for red, or because of the inflation propaganda, or because maybe they thought that inflation is the order of the day. And even if you notice that as it is, inflation was actually decreasing. But yet again, I think everyone is just going to go back to start afresh. And the thing is that this inflation of a thing did not really affect only one, state, country, or whatsoever. It actually skyrocketed. I think the lockdown and the time of coronavirus and all of that actually contributed with the way at which things skyrocketed, which the entire world is trying to balance from it. Inflation is actually not affecting this different kind of, and left the other, every other country is suffering from inflation, which I think the economy is beginning to balance. But now with the tariff, I do not even know what people have to come out here to talk about. I don't know the excuses anymore that they have to come to share. When I saw the first stage from those Asian man who probably was all telling the delusional ones what they need to know, I thought of it. I was like, okay, if the economy is at this rate, why then do people actually think that maybe putting him there will automatically make inflation to reduce drastically? Like, How is he even going to do that? But then again, I thought I had other plans in order to, drastically put down inflation and everything goes back to normal. But with this tariff, the first time with the tariff issue comes out, people were thinking that the tariff, is going to give room for things to fall, prices of goods and services to fall so low. I think that is where a lot of people have a little bit of confusion. People have a little bit of confusion, but with that being said, they still do not want to get cleared. Even if you want to tell them the truth and tell them how things works, they still do not want to believe you until when they see the effects. Like, I think a lot of people understand things more when it has already cascaded. I think that's when a lot of people understand things the more. When people that looks like me have been trying to tell other Democrats that, okay, we don't think that this might actually work, we think when we do things this way, since things are already getting to a level where people are getting comfortable with it, from there, other things might come up. But no, it's as if the way at which it is right now, everyone is going back to starting afresh. This is the starting afresh that people have already gone through with the, lockdowns and people trying to, come off it. People trying to survive. But now it's as if we are all going back and forth, starting afresh, starting all over again. But this is something that have already been started all over, and people like, seriously, this is where a lot of people get so confused. But instead of them to accept the confusion and try to ask question, a lot of people now put in sentiments. They now use their emotions to actually finish it up. Like, okay, just imagine the last teacher I put up here. Someone was like, oh, this inflation propagandas and all of that, without even knowing that, yeah, we know vividly well that inflation is at the rocket speed, right? And it's already in a situation whereby I think something is already being done about it. But now that these tariffs are now in place, what makes you think that things will automatically go down? I heard that the price of egg is nothing to write home about these days. It has not even started. Like, people or retail sellers are even using this opportunity to put prices of goods and services. I don't know if they're the one doing this or it's just the way it is. Look at the celebration that was supposed to be like, oh my god, how celebration is all about. People now are beginning to mind what they need to do because nobody knows what might happen next year. Nobody knows if it's going to get worse or it's just going to be the way it is or even get better. A lot of people are just hoping for it to either be the way it is or get better but not become worse. But the way at which things are going and the way, the findings and the research and all of that, we don't know what is really going to happen after 2020. Not even 20, after from, January, because things are really even going up, starting out. He has not even taken the position yet. He's just, but now people, things are going high. Like, what is going on, Lovis? And this is what people want. This is what people actually want. Like, come off it. There's a video I staged where a lady was like, she thinks that people do not even know what they are voting for. Like, a lot of people actually wanted to vote to hurt someone else. They are voting out of anger or hate they have towards other people. So they are just voting in order to, like, okay, get these people, like, oh my god, we just want to deal with these people. I don't care if I am actually going to be affected. So far, these people is just out of the way. I think that's also contributed, apart from not knowing what you are voting for. Even if during the campaign it is stated, it is all stated. Like, during the campaign, everybody, came out with their policies, which you, as a very, very good citizen, which actually want the best for your own pupils, have to like go through all of these policies one time, or one step at a time, or one after the other. But it's as if the people that actually had a strategy was people that looks like me. They took their time, they actually understood every of the policy, and they thought that this will be, this might actually lead us to what we want to achieve in future. But no, people do not want to listen to them. People do not care about they just don't want a particular person to be the leader. Talk about of someone that is of a color. If somebody can actually give you the reason why he or she want to vote for red, and this person comes up with an excuse of, oh, I don't want the color people to be at the back seat, so I just wanted to be at the front seat. Like, what kind of excuses is that? What does that have to do with your livelihood, with all of the privileges you have, like, health insurance and what have you? Like, you just have to give up all of the life benefits because you don't want a particular people to be at the backs. And who even told you that when she's on, a particular group of people will be at the front seat, while the other one that was meant to be at the front seat will be at the back? They are just so scared and actually don't find it comfortable when other people are being treated equally, the same way they have been treated. This is just what I see in all of this. But in doing that, they do not even know that they will end up hurting themselves. And that's why it's as if there is a lot of finding out. A lot of people are finding out. Deep inside of them, they might come out, oh my god, oh Rosie, oh my god, we don't care. But they really care. They do care. They know that. That's why some certain women jumping whatever was uttered, because they are looking for a way to like ease off all of the things that they feel inside of them, all of the disappointment, because the person that you are giving up everything, it does not even care about you. The person does not really. So what is the essence? Like, seriously, lovelies. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So please, if you've not subscribed to this channel or to this extent, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like this video, and I will see you lovelies when I upload it. Hey lovelies, if you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for watching. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So please subscribe to this channel, leave your thoughts, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.